Hello, everybody. My guest's name today is Schroeder. He's the Chief Commercial Officer of Blueriver and co-founder of the Mura Digital Experience Platform. A former front-end developer and designer, he's been on a mission to simplify and enrich lives by helping others find flow long before he knew it was a thing. Sean, are you ready to take us to the top?
I am. Thanks for having me, Nathan.
You bet. Okay, what do you mean flow?
Flow. So flow is a concept that was created by, or I guess formalized by happiness researcher and psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Basically, it breaks down to the source of human happiness as he has discovered it is found through doing meaningful things in our lives. So whether it's doing something that people will often refer to where they find flow is often referred to as athletes find it doing certain things when you can eliminate distractions, when you can know what your clear goals, your next steps are. There's these principles that sort of all come together. And when that happens, it creates a very meaningful experience where people are immersed in the activity that they're doing. And so when we say that, we're specifically talking about digital experiences and how we can apply those principles of flow to create happiness, ultimately through the digital experiences that we create or help create.
Okay, so I don't want to lose my audience by thinking, oh my God, this Sean guy's woo-woo and way up there. How do you bring it down for me? What do you mean create a happy experience? Tell me a real customer story.
So, let me, instead of telling you a customer story, let me tell you, give you an example. So flow can be found in myriad of different ways. Like I mentioned, you can doing athletics. It can also be done. People find it in the most simplest and most mundane activities. So it could be, laying bricks. Part of we're in the middle of doing a rebranding process. And part of this process that we're doing are really focusing around this concept of flow. I asked a question to our employees, have you ever experienced being in the zone or an optimal experience state, that you might consider has great flow? And one of the things that was really surprising to me is when they came back and told me that a lot of them instantly had examples that they were talking about. So we have comedians, we have a lot of artistic, creative folks here that work at Blueriver. And consistently, they came back with examples about where they find flow. They would talk about one particular person talked about how when they do kinetic sculpture, they build these really, really cool bikes out of all these different parts and everything and weld them together and super, super creative. But this particular employee was talking about how he would forget to eat for 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
Well, Sean,
I'm with you there. I think okay. I definitely understand. I think my audience gets what flow is, and it can be happen anywhere, anytime to anyone on any kind of task. But how are you building a business around this?
So how we do that is we create the digital experiences with the partners, the businesses that we partner with. I guess an example of this, we work with a client that has a audience-specific content platform, and their goal is to trying to eliminate worry about moving accounting businesses to the cloud. And so they create a content platform that is driven around this idea of introducing them to the idea of doing accounting on the cloud and then turning them into advocates for their platform, essentially.
Okay. Now, is this is this more of an agency that you run, or is it more of a SaaS model? What's the business model?
It's both, actually. So we have Blueriver is a digital experience agency, and then we also have the platform, which is the Mura Digital Experience Platform.
Okay, so the second one is the SaaS play?
Yeah, exactly.
And so walk me through, by the way, a lot of the most successful SaaS companies come out of agencies, so I'm interested to dive more into the story. What came first, the tech or the agency?
The agency came first, actually, and it was created, we talk about this idea of flow, it was actually created for the explicit purpose of creating flow. One of the things, so my background is in graphic design and front-end development. And way back in 2001, the dot-com bubble burst and, people were having a hard time finding jobs. I was one of those people. So I ended up starting my own small web development agency.
What year was that?
That was 2001.
Okay. So that's when you launched this whole thing.
Yeah. And so a lot of the work that we were doing at the time, content management wasn't really too much of a thing at that point. It was mostly in an enterprise play. So we would often get customers early on that would require us to do a lot of handcrafting of HTML, a lot of content entry, a lot of mundane, tedious tasks that, were really just kind of painful. And so without really knowing too much about what content management was, we decided, hey, we're going to build this tool, not one, to empower our customers, but also to alleviate us from having to do these really
Yeah.
mundane tasks.
Your
right?
margins go up because your internal humans can knock the stuff out quicker using your tool.
Yeah, but it wasn't even about that. It was really about solving the problem first. So like, I hate that kind of work. I don't want to do that kind of work. I want to build cool things. I want to think of the next cool thing that we can add to this tool to make our customers' lives better. So it was really purely self-serving in that regard. And then, as it turns out, people started using it, and we open sourced it in 2008 and have been going from there.
So, on the SaaS side of the platform, what are people paying to use your tool to help them create flow?
So they're paying for the Mura Digital Experience Platform, which is a B2B content personalization.
Sorry. When I said what I meant, but like, what's the average price point, would you say?
The average price point is about $2,500 a month.
Okay, got it. So you're very much in the enterprise space at that price point.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
And okay, interesting. Now, how do you figure out, well, actually, let me ask about team size first. What are you guys at?
We're at around 20 people.
Okay, how do you decide and manage kind of what people are focused on, whether it's high touch, low margin, professional services consulting work from Blueriver, or higher margin, more scalable, less touch SaaS product stuff?
Well, I mean, that's a constant challenge, honestly. We get a lot of our work because we open sourced Mura in 2008. A lot of our work comes through that channel. And Mura, the platform itself, actually, because it's open source, it actually functions almost like content marketing in a way. It's really kind of a lead gen tool in that people adopt it, they start using it, and then suddenly they need services, they need help deploying things. Whether it's a B2B marketing department standing up an audience specific content platform that they need out the door, in 30 days, or they're launching their public site or their intranet on it. So we're always trying to look for the opportunities to scale and to lean more into the product side of things. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of times the customers that need the product also need the services.
Now, what have you scaled Mura to over the past several years in terms of total customers today using you?
There are about 4,000 active Mura sites.
Okay.
Right now that we're aware of, and being that it's open source, there, and it's not all open source, but of the open source ones that we, have been deployed, those are and in front of a firewall, it's about 4,000.
So yeah, there's 4,000 websites that use Mura, but is that directly analogous to the number of customers? There's 4,000 unique customers paying for Mura?
No, not at all. I mean, because it's open source, it gets adopted at a much higher rate than is relative to the customer base.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So how many so that's great adoption. How many customers though do you have that are paying for it?
I apologize. I'd have to go through. I don't handle that part of the business, so I would need to go look at that. But if I had to guess, I would say there are around 50 to 60.
Okay, wait, but Sean, my audience is going to listen to that and go, wait a second. Sean's at the top of this company and he doesn't look at how many customers they have. What's going on here? Tell me why you don't look at that number.
It's just because I focus mostly on the marketing and product development side of things, and it changes all the time. So and it is just not substance. I have two business partners that handle different aspects of the business, and so one of the CEO of our business, Ryan Thompson, handles that aspect of it. So I tend not to focus on that.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That makes good sense. Now, what's the split in terms of, so you have 100% pie, let's say the 100% is revenue. Is it split 50-50 between agency and software or no?
No, it definitely leans more heavily into the agency side of things at the moment.
Yeah, like significantly, like 80%? Like what's the split percentage-wise?
Yeah, it's probably about 75%.
Okay, 75%. Okay, interesting. And when you mentioned you're part of the business, are you doing that stuff for both the SaaS, the software, and the consulting side, the agency side, or no, just one of them?
No, I focus primarily on the product side.
The product side. Okay, great. So mainly Mura.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. What kinds of changes are you making, or what kinds of things are you doing to increase your retention? In other words, when someone new starts using it, how do you get them sticky?
A lot of it just revolves around creating content. One of the things that because we come from a very strong developer background, one of the things that we've never been really good at is marketing. And so we've been really focused on trying to provide valuable resources for our customers, whether it's training, helping people learn Mura out in the community, or helping our customers serve their customers better.
So do you know what that retention number is currently each year? Did 90% stay with you, 100%, 50%?
Yeah, it's around 92%.
So that's really healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's in terms of logos or revenue, or it's the same?
No, that's in terms of the customers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
But
revenue, I mean,
in other words,
sorry, go ahead.
sometimes if you lose a customer that's not paying you a lot of money, that can be like zero churn, right? Because the others make
Sure.
up so much more. But if they're all equal, then it's going to be the same number.
Yeah. So one of the things we've been focusing on is trying to, that we like to work with, the ones that we can do the best work for. And as a result, get more revenue from them. So some of the ones that are lower that you would fall into that zero churn bucket don't really exist anymore.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned again the price point here is about $2,500 a month, and you said you've got about 50 folks kind of on the platform. So this is an audience you can hold in your hand. It's not so big where you don't know all your customers. You could actually build and know all your customers. They're all paying enough money where they're definitely invested. If I multiply those two numbers, it's a healthy revenue stream somewhere around 120-ish grand a month, maybe fluctuating a little bit, but it's a healthy business.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess we feel like we do the best work when we're more functioning as a partner for the organizations that we work with, rather than just an agency where we're just churning and burning things out. I mean, we're actively participating in, the process of whatever digital experience initiative that they're endeavoring to do.
Yep. Now, have you bootstrapped the company or have you raised capital?
It's completely bootstrapped.
Come on, you got to say that with a smile. That's a good thing.
Oh no, I mean it's by design. I mean it's like I said before call started, we're a little bit different. We're very, very deliberate in how we approach things, and so far we haven't got to the point where we felt like it was necessary to do that. We are growing at we're not going gangbusters, but we're growing at a healthy rate every single year.
What rate?
And we're comfortable around between 20 and 30%.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, so it's solid. And we've been able to build something over the years that we feel very confident in.
Yeah, no, that's great. 20 to 30% year over year growth is obviously a healthy number in terms of revenue, especially when you own the whole thing. So that's great. And now I'm curious in terms of team, you mentioned you had 20 folks. Where are you guys all based?
We're based primarily in Sacramento, but we have folks spread out all over the place, like I'm sure a lot of companies do.
Like across the US or California or the world?
Mostly US, but we do have someone in London as well, but mostly in the US.
Very good, Sean. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Quick answers here. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book would have to be Start With Why by Simon Sinek.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
No.
Number 3, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool?
Wunderlist.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
About 7.
That's pretty good. Okay, and what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
I'm married and I have 4 kids.
4, wow. And how old are you?
I am 47.
All right, Sean, take us home here. Take us back 27 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Oh my gosh, where to start? Oh my gosh, wow. I would say, probably just could stay stubborn. I think one of the things that has enabled us to be gainfully self-employed for the last 16 years is just being stubborn and keep churning.
There you guys have it from Sean. Don't literally churn your customers, but keep churning. Stay stubborn. Launched his company back in 2001 with his partners. It's 75% agency revenue, 25% SaaS model under their brand Mura. They're helping people find flow, serving over 50 enterprise customers, paying $2,500 a month. So you can do the math there, somewhere around 125 grand in MRR, growing 20-30% year over year, all bootstrapped, which I love. I think that's really important. Retaining over 92% of their customers year over year with their team of 20 people between California and other remote locations. Sean, thank you for taking us to the top.
Great. Thank you so much, Nathan. I appreciate it.